everybody, welcome back. Jiu-Jitsu 2000 here today. This light's green. I'm coming at you with an interesting video for you. Today you can see that I have 3 cordless circular saws sitting on the table. Over here I have Makita 6.5 inch LXT model BSS 610. It's a 6.5 inch cordless circular saw. It has a brand spanking new Avanti Pro framing blade, 18 teeth. Right here I have Makita XSH03 6.5 inch cordless circular saw, LXT. Again, I have a brand new Avanti Pro framing blade, 18 teeth. And in the back here I have Makita 7.25 inch LXT 36 volt XSH01. And when I went to Home Depot, I couldn't find a 7.25 inch blade with 18 teeth, so I got one that has 24 teeth. I think that's the closest equivalent that I could find at the local Home Depot there. So I think that blade, again at 24 teeth, I think that's going to be equivalent to these other two. My objective of the video is to compare the run times of these saws. Now these two saws in the front are both 6.5 inch and they both take a single battery. Here in the back I have a 7.25 that takes 2 batteries. Now what I've done for the test today, aside from putting brand new blades on all 3 saws, none of these 3 blades have even touched a piece of wood yet. What I did to make the testing nice and fair is I've adjusted the depth of the blade on all 3 saws to 2.25 inches. These batteries are 3 amp hour batteries from Makita. I picked them up at a Black Friday special at my local Home Depot, and they are literally brand new. I just opened the package literally like 10 minutes ago. They've never been on a charger. They are brand spanking new batteries. Outside I have a 4x6x8, and I'm going to be cross-cutting with these saws to see what kind of run times, how many cuts I can get into those beams before the battery dies. Okay, again, they're all adjusted at 2.25 inches. These blades are all 3 of them, they're thin kerf carbide tip blades. So the first saw that's going to be up is going to be the Makita BSS 610. We're going to go out, we're going to use this battery, and we're going to cut and rip, not rip, but we're going to cross cut. And then when that's finished, this battery is going to come in and cool off, and then this battery should be done by the time I'm done with this cutting. And I'm going to use this saw, the XSH03, and then when I'm done with this one, when the battery dies, by then both batteries will have time to chill, to cool down. This one especially. This one will go back on the charger, and then when I get both batteries done, then the XSH01 is going to go out and make its cuts. Now these two saws, the XSH01 and the BSS 610, are both using brushed style technology in their motors. The XSH03 right here in the front, this saw is a brushless motor technology. So I'm curious as to what kind of performance we're going to get out of these saws. So the next time you see me, we're going to be outside with this saw cutting. I have a 4x6. You can see this is a big piece of lumber, and I have it on a small table, and I have these small wooden blocks so that when I go to cut, if I'm cutting from this side, the wood won't shift on me like that. So I'm going to set these little blocks in, and they'll basically hold the wood, so I'm going to be making my cuts like this. And the reason I'm choosing this heavy piece of lumber is because I don't want to be cutting all day long. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. That's it. Here comes the XSH03. I'll do about a 1-inch gap from the last set. I can tell this thing's a lot more powerful. Okay folks, this battery just died, and one thing I want to say is that when these batteries die, they die right now. There ain't no, hey, we're getting ready to die like the older tools. When they go, they go, and you get a battery indicator, it'll flash like that, and then you have to look in the manual to see what it's telling you. And the overload protection kicks in on the battery so that you don't damage the batteries. The star protection, it's kind of frustrating, but if you take a charged battery or something, because I looked up that code in the owner's manual, there's nothing wrong with the saw, but that code says that you need to put your battery on the charger. So it's kind of new because, like I mentioned, the old tools seem to give you more of a warning because you can actually feel the tool decline as the battery's getting weak. I just got done eating supper and I got these two batteries charged, and now we're going to do the XSH01. This saw is a little bit more difficult to use because the blade is on the right, so it takes a little more effort to get it figured out. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get started here. Okay folks, I turned the camera on because I'm starting to get battery indicators. Oh, this one's dead to the world. See those lights flashing? They're both dead. That was a lot of fun. I can tell you for sure, without a doubt, that this saw makes for a lot more operator fatigue. It's a heavier saw. And the blade being on the right, you constantly having to lean over, and it's, in my opinion, it's a little more uncomfortable. Very powerful saw though. So I'm going to count these and we'll take a look. Okay folks, here's the results. The BSS 610, 39.5 cuts on a single battery. The XSH03 54.5 cuts on a single battery, and the XSH01 58 cuts on two 18 volt LXT lithium ion batteries. That's a lot of cutting, folks. That is a lot. 39.5, 54.5, and 58. The 6.5 inch cordless circular saws were a lot easier to control. You can see the depth that I've cut into the wood, 2 1/4 inches all the way. So there was no shenanigans or anything like that. They were all cut in the same depth. That was a lot of fun, folks. Well, folks, I want to say thank you for joining me today on the video with these saws, comparing them. I hope you got some good useful information out of the video. Hope you had fun. I know I certainly did. Please feel free to comment down below. If you like the content on my channel, please subscribe. I'd love to have you, and until next time, have a beautiful day. Don't forget to go check out my Facebook page. And be careful with these saws. They're a lot of fun, but they work very well. Thanks for watching.